Hi guys, it's Dale with The Insurance. Today we're going to talk about an article that I'm sure no one considers themselves in this category. But if you do, you're a little bit ahead of the game, and this will obviously be helpful. The title of the article is Cheap Car Insurance for Bad Drivers. And let's just answer the question kind of off the bat. Is there cheap car insurance for bad drivers? Unfortunately, no, right? And although that term cheap is relative, right? So just because you're a bad driver doesn't mean you shouldn't shop. You should definitely shop. So that relative concept comes into play there because you can find differences in prices for a person that's had 3 accidents in the past 3 years, right? So relative to a person who's accident free for a decade, sure. Relative to that policy premium, all else being equal, you're going to be paying more. But relative to another company providing you a policy, you can find differences in price. So you still should shop. All that being said, right, no one or not many people will openly say, yeah, I'm a bad driver, right? In this term, before we move forward, let's define quote unquote bad driver, right? You can have all the driving skills in the world, right? All the defensive driving, the safe driving skills in the world. If you consistently rack up tickets and get into accidents, or even you consistently don't pay your bill on time and end up driving up your credit, bad credit, or driving down, your credit score, you are a bad driver. And the reason for this is because carriers will deem you a bad risk, right? So it's not in a intrinsic sense bad driver, right? You can be the best driver in the world, but if you're a bad risk from a carrier standpoint, you're a bad driver. Your rates will reflect a bad driver's rate. Now, because of this fundamental fact, there's truly only one way to find cheap car insurance, and that's to change from a bad driver to a better driver and hopefully a good driver, right? Now there's short-term fixes that you can make, right? You can always start to drop coverage, which we never recommend, right? You can drop your collision, comprehensive, but those are very, very important. You can increase your deductible, which we also don't recommend, unless you can truly have enough cushion to, if you get into an accident or something goes wrong, God forbid something goes wrong with your car, you can fork out $5,000 before your carrier comes in. So those short-term plays you truly should stay away from if you can, right? That being said, the only true way is through, right? Is to literally transform and kind of have like the long-term strategy of becoming a good risk in the eyes of these carriers, right? And there's several ways you can do that. One way is to and this isn't kind of just do these all together in unison. For the duration of your driving life, and if you do that and you become a good driver, you'll be able to reap the benefits of great rates for the duration of your driving life. So it's well worth it. But some of those things that you can do to implement this kind of long-term good driver strategy is drive a safe car, right? This doesn't mean
a minivan, right? But you don't have to get the drop top convertible sports car either. And this is once again, this is just to get you from bad driver to better driver to good driver, right? Other things are pay your bills on time, build up that credit, right? From a carrier standpoint, and this isn't personal, it's all actuarial, and statistics and correlation, but we know correlation doesn't always mean causation. But those with bad credit are more prone to filing a claim. So in the carrier's eyes, those with bad credit are bad drivers, right? You can take a safe driving course, right? That often helps relieve some of that rate. And then this is the ultimate thing you need to do is to be accident and ticket free, right? For a certain amount of time, at least 3 years, right? This will clean your record and will effectively get you from bad driving rates to cheap car insurance, right? So like I said in the beginning, no one really say, hey, I'm a bad driver. But hopefully, if you think your rates are a bit high, hopefully some of these things can help you out. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll chat next week.